Kingsman: The Secret Service is directed by Matthew Vaughn, and it stars Colin Firth, Samuel L. Jackson, Sofia Boutella, Mark Strong, Michael Caine, and Taron Egerton. Now, this movie did come out in 2014, so I'm going to be talking spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, definitely go see it, because I'm going to be reviewing this movie and the sequel that comes out later this week, Kingsman: The Golden Circle. When the spy agency known as Kingsman is looking for new recruits, Colin Firth's character Harry finds Taron Egerton's character Eggsy and recruits him, and he has to go through all these psychological and physical tests that really push him to his limits. Meanwhile, Samuel L. Jackson's character, the villainous Valentine, has this evil plot to install these SIM cards in cell phones that make people go crazy and kill each other. Now, this is where I just gotta give my positives for this movie. The plot is so simple, but it's so extravagantly out there that it's just such a fun spy movie. And I love the fact that it takes like the cheesy factor from the old James Bond films and really does it justice. It's just such a it's such a weird movie. And what works so well is the fact that it's funny at the same time as being cool. None of the characters are really cracking jokes. It comes off that way because it's kind of realistic and yet so far-fetched at the same time that none of this would ever happen. But it's done so well that it just comes off effortlessly. And all the casting was done brilliantly. Colin Firth as Harry, as a spy, he pulls that off really well. I never really saw him as being an action star because, the movies that I'd seen him in are, Pride and Prejudice with Keira Knightley, Love Actually, The King's Speech. Those are drama movies, and for him to come over to this genre, the spy action movie, and he does a lot of his own stunts, and it's impressive. Samuel Jackson, he delivers that lisp very well, and he pulls off the villain role again really well. And Taron Egerton playing Gary, or Eggsy as he's called in this movie, he did really good. I had never seen him in anything before, and for him to be able to carry a movie on his own as the main character was impressive, and he pulls it off really good. And I have to say, I really love his accent. It's got a really thick accent, and it makes for a much more enjoyable character in the movie overall. Sofia Boutella, this is the first movie I'd seen her in as well. I thought that was an interesting character design, having swords for legs pretty much. What a great choice for a ridiculous villain. And it actually comes off, and it's done really well. Mark Strong, he's fun. He helps Eggsy in the end, or Taron Egerton's character, at the climax of the film, and I really like Mark Strong's character. He can play a great bad guy, and he can play a great good guy. In this one, he plays a great good guy. And I love that about Mark Strong. He's so versatile. In terms of special effects, this being a spy movie, there are quite a few special effects, and they're pulled off really well. Some of them are a little just over the top, but you never look at it and be like, that looks so fake. I mean, yeah, you can be like, yeah, that's an effect, but that's only because, we all know that most things now are just designed in a computer. It's much easier to do it that way. But that being said, it's still impressive how they do these things. Like the umbrella scene where he's seeing through it. A lot of the gadgets are where you get all the effects from, and I love that aspect about it because I love the James Bond films. I've only seen a few of them, mainly the newer ones. I've seen a couple of the Sean Connery ones, but this one just takes all the aspects of all the James Bond movies, puts them into one movie, and it makes it so fun with all the gadgets. And that leads me right into the action. The action in this movie is very well done. There's fight scenes, there's training scenes, and I'm going to talk about the training scenes first. The first training scene I want to talk about is the dormitory scene where the room starts filling up with water. Now, when they filmed this, the water mechanism malfunctioned and the whole room filled up way too fast and people almost drowned during that scene. It's a pretty intense scene. And knowing that happened makes it more intense. I love the fact that, you know, they're all trying to breathe through this pipe and Eggsy just starts punching glass. Now, while that would never really work, especially punching it with your fist, it's not going to break. You can't punch that hard in water. But anyway, it's still cool. The parachute scene, that was incredible. I love that that's more of a psychological test because they say one of you doesn't have a parachute and they have to figure out who it is, and it turns out that they all have parachutes, but it was all a psychological test. But they still all, well, two of them worked as a team. And the fight scenes in this movie are just so incredible. The bar fight scene with Colin Firth, and then later on the church fight scene. Yes, that one is a little intense, but it works for the movie. It's supposed to be intense. You're supposed to feel uncomfortable. And it's pulled off really well. And it's shot really well. I actually enjoy that scene for how it was made. And then, of course, the climax. It's a great fight scene. There's so much good action in this movie, and it's done really well. Popcorn Trivia is a movie trivia app that you can download on your Android or Apple mobile device. It's a movie trivia game that you can play solo, by yourself, or multiplayer against family members or even people you don't know. Now, I challenged myself to take the Kingsman: The Secret Service quiz on this app, and I only got a 232. So I challenge you guys to go download this app, take the Kingsman: The Secret Service quiz, and let me know if you guys can beat my score of 232. I'm curious to see how well you guys know this movie. In this game, you can customize your own avatar, make it look however you want. You can choose from hundreds of movie titles, and every Friday on New Movie Friday, they release at least one new movie from the theaters, and a movie that's already been released, and sometimes even a TV show. So be sure to check out Popcorn Trivia and test your movie knowledge. Overall, I really like this movie. It's thoroughly enjoyable. There are some things in there that might go a little over the top, like the exploding heads at the end. I get it, it's supposed to be kind of fun and funny, but it was stupid looking to me. Like their heads were exploding, but they were like clouds of orange and blue and all just colorful smoke, which didn't make sense to me. If you guys understand why their heads were exploding in colorful smoke, let me know, because that just went over my head. I didn't get it. Yeah, I know it's supposed to be fun, but yeah, again, it doesn't make sense. That would be bloody. You know, they weren't afraid to show blood earlier in the movie. Why not now? It's an R-rated movie. They could have done it so easily. Anyway, this movie, it's a fun spy movie. It's got heart, it has excitement, it's just fun, all those gadgets, the special effects, the action, it's a great movie. But there are some negatives with this movie, a little bit over the top in my opinion. Anyway, I still really enjoyed this movie, but I gotta give it a B+, because there are things this movie could have done better, like the twist of Michael Caine's character being bad. I kind of saw that coming. It wasn't surprising enough, but there are some great scenes. It was some a little too intense, and the head exploding stuff just kind of took me out of it. But overall, still really enjoyable. So that is my review for Kingsman: The Secret Service. What did you guys think of this movie? Did you like it, love it, or hate it? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, our weekends are usually pretty busy, and this weekend is no exception. I'm going to do my best to go see Kingsman: The Golden Circle and get a review up for you guys ASAP, but we will see how it all turns out. Anyways, if you guys like this video, be sure to give it a big ol' thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit that bell icon next to the subscribe button so you can be notified of when we upload new content. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.